Hey guys, so Jump Festa is currently going on today. We did have some announcements for both Legends and Dokkan. I'm going to start with the Legends side because they were first in their announcements. And then we're going to head over to the Dokkan side. It's just hilarious thinking about the different levels of hype of the announcements here. But for Legends, they did announce a Zenkai, which is about what I expected. Honestly, I didn't even know if they were going to announce anything at all, just because we just got Trunks and Vegeta. So I didn't know really if they were going to actually do anything, but they did announce a Zenkai. So they announced the Zenkai for the OG yellow Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, the transforming one, which is interesting. I think this is a character who is obviously designed to directly help Trunks and Vegeta. Remember, Trunks and Vegeta are on God Key. They're on a million teams. So there was a lot of options here with the characters they could have chosen to give the Zenkai to, just to specifically benefit the Trunks and Vegeta. It is a bit curious that they decided to Zenkai this guy, though, in like specifically. They could have Zenkai'd the future Rage Trunks that we got during the 2nd year anniversary, right? That was probably my first choice. Just because, like, we don't really have a good yellow future Zenkai buffer. We have the yellow Goku Black, who is, like, insanely bad. And his Z ability is Blast, which I guess is okay, because obviously the new Trunks and Vegeta want a Blast Z ability. This guy's Z ability is not really the greatest. In fact, let me just pull up yellow here. Like, what other options did we have for yellow characters to Zenkai? I don't really think they would have Zenkai'd another LF character, so I don't think this guy's Zenkai was on the table. I don't think this guy's Zenkai was on the table. All right, let's just take a look here. Again, I think this would be my first choice, this Trunks, to specifically help the Trunks and Vegeta out. Maju, I mean, again, I don't think we're in the GT phase anymore. I think we're past that. Cell, I guess, could have been a future yellow buffer. What does he buff regen with his Z ability? Actually, I don't remember. What is his Z ability? I remember his Z ability actually being pretty decent. Actually, it's not good at all. It's one stat, androids and regen. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I didn't want him to get one then. Angel Vegeta. This could have been a nice one for Vegeta Clan. Imagine if this guy Zenkai'd yellow Vegeta Clan. His Z ability is insane. This guy was really good when he came out for a long time. This would have been a premium Zenkai as well. This would have been an insane choice to help the Trunks and Vegeta. This guy already has one. I mean, I don't think this is probably one of the characters who's on like the do not Zenkai list for now. His Z ability is not the craziest. It's one stat for strike attack, for future and hybrid Saiyans, but again, yellow future character would have given a Zenkai ability to the new unit, but this is the main reason. He gives permanent card draw speed to allies when he's dead. That is a very insane ability that will never really see power, that will never be power crept with how important card draw speed is, and the fact that he can, this is the only character in the game besides, like, I think Legends Road Piccolo does this as well, who gives card draw speed to allies through dying. Very strong. What else could they have done? Nothing here. Yeah, that's really it. I mean, I guess there was only a few options, but they went with this blue Kaioken Goku. Again, this would have been my #1 pick. It lines up with the future theme. This guy's not even future related, but again, he does, I believe it's what, God Key Strike Attack is what he buffs, or Saiyan Strike Attack 35%. So unfortunately, it is only one stat. This is my biggest issue with a lot of the recent Zenkais we've been getting, is a lot of them are only buffing one stat with their Z ability, which makes them a lot less effective as bench options for their teams, which is honestly the main function of a lot of these Zenkai characters, right? Let's just take a look at the list of Zenkai units. Let's go to tags, Zenkai. So let's see. Obviously excluding the LF Zenkais, right? I think Rose and then the Super Saiyan 4 Goku that just got their Zenkais recently, like these guys are going to be pretty much like tippity top tier bench options for any team that they're going to be on forever almost. But if we take a look at a lot of the recent Zenkais, like this green Goku, Z ability is terrible. Let me just see. Super Baby 2, I mean, he actually is pretty decent himself as a unit you can actually use in a fight, but his Z ability is not great. I think it's just blast defense for GT. So that's not ideal. Where is it? Strike defense, sorry, GT and regen strike defense. So again, not great that he only has one of those. What else? I'm just trying to remember what we've gotten recently. This guy's only one stat, this green Ultimate Gohan. Slug is like one of the exceptions. Slug actually is, I think, a really good Zenkai. I remember when this guy was announced to get a Zenkai, I was like, this guy is gonna be one of the premium bench options for regen because he buffs two stats for regen and he gives blue regen as Zenkai ability. So this is one of the characters that I think once regen eventually starts to actually become really good again, this guy's gonna become like a main bench character for the team. Blue Pan, I would probably call her one of the exceptions just because she's Zenkai buffing Beast Gohan. So you know, would it have been nice if Pan had, you know, 2 stats with her Z ability? Yes, but I guess we can give her a pass just because she's Zenkai buffing Beast Gohan. This guy is like one of the biggest this is one of the biggest examples of this issue, I think. 25% to Saiyan Strike defense. Like, what? It's so bad. He buffs blue movies, so that's, I guess, you know, it's a lot of characters can make use of that, but man, does that Z ability suck. That is really, really bad. But that's pretty much the point I'm getting at here, right? This guy only buffing one stat. It's, you know, 35% of strike attack is actually not that bad, right? Strike attack way more prevalently used than blast attack right now. It's like, I would say 95 to 5. That's how lopsided the usage of strike over blast is right now in the meta. They pretty much went a full 2 years releasing mainly strike characters. That's what happens when you don't really balance your releases like that. But it would have been so much more effective if this guy was buffing strike attack and defense here. And the fact that we know that's not going to change is kind of just a bad feeling before this guy even comes out, right? But I do expect him to definitely be buffing Yellow God Key. I guess it could be Yellow Saiyans if they really wanted to push this guy, just because the Trunks and Vegeta are still on the Saiyan team, right? Vegeta obviously belongs to the Saiyan tag, so they could make this guy a Yellow Saiyan Zenkai buffer, which would be a lot more effective, I think. But I just see God Key being more of the focus for this character. All right, so let's see what do we got here. Now, this is definitely not a very common situation where we have a transforming character who's going to be getting a Zenkai Awakening. Again, we look at the Zenkai list, like what transforming characters do we even have on here? There's not many. We have the LF Piccolo. We have this blue Gogeta. We have green Future Gohan. We have this Goku and Broly. And that's it, I think. Oh yeah, and this guy. Oh my god, no. Please. I really hope they don't base this guy's Zenkai off of this. This guy's one of the worst Zenkais ever. Please don't do this. All right, let's just see what he does here. So this guy transforms into Blue Kaioken Goku for 30 counts. So this is one of the timed transformations that we have in the game. This was a very, very early transformation character. I think he came out like right after the first anniversary. I think it was one of the first banners. It was one of the first Legends Rising banners, which don't exist anymore, to come out post first anniversary. I remember this guy came out with the yellow hit. They were both really good. Them both being yellow is actually pretty strange, but yeah, they were both pretty decent. This guy was, I think, hit was probably a little better than this guy. Falling effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. 20% damage inflicted. -5 to own strike and blast arts cost for 10 counts, and then he gets card draw speed, so that's really good. Just off the bat gets card draw speed right away. It only does last for 10 counts, so if they want to bump that up a little bit, that's probably good. Second unique ability, 15% strike damage inflicted for 20 counts every time own attack is evaded with a vanishing step. So this is kind of like, you know, pushing you to be the aggressor. They want you to make the moves and your opponent vanishes, and then you get buffs based off of that. 15% of strike damage inflicted for 20 counts when this character evades an enemy attack with a vanishing step. So whenever you evade as well, I guess they're sort of giving you additional strike buffs based off of this. So step one to make this better is you just remove the strike exclusivity on this. So you just make the 50% to damage inflicted. You don't need this to be specifically strike damage. For 20 counts. If they're going to keep this at 15%, would anybody complain if they just made this permanent? This guy just got a permanent stacking buff every time the enemy evades this guy with a vanishing step, and then this guy gained a permanent buff every time he evaded the enemy with a vanishing step. Would anybody really be upset about that? I guess if the match goes on for a really, really, really long time, it could get really annoying and actually become ridiculously powerful. But you know what? I don't know. At this point, we have so many broken units in the game that whatever, it's fine. All right, transforms. The main ability becomes draws a green card, Gains the attribute upgrade minus 50% to enemy sustained damage card effects for 20 counts. And then he gets his full vanish back. This actually isn't that bad. Obviously, we'd want this to now give like HP and key recovery and stuff like that. So that's just to make it more modern. 25% strike damage inflicted cannot be canceled. Reduces damage received by 20%. Yeah, this needs to be like 60 now. And then 30% own key recovery. This needs to be like 80 now. So he draws a special move. He draws a blue card next when transformation has 20 counts remaining. This would be a lot better if this was just instantly, right? I think they could do that now. I don't know if they're going to extend the duration of how long this guy's transformation lasts for, but if you transform and then this just became instantly gives you a blue card, like that would be a lot more predictable and it would be a lot more controllable on your end as the user, because you obviously control when you transform, therefore you can control when you draw the blue card. Also enhances the next special move arts card used until transformation ends. 30% of special move damage inflicted, minus 20 to own special move arts cost. Falling effects occur when transformation ends, plus 15 to own striking and blast arts cost. Yeah, so he gets additional cost for his cards when his transformation expires, which sucks, but that's just the nature of having these like time-gated transforming characters. So he actually does power up his blue card via his green card. So his green card is 40 key, and then he gets the following until transformation ends. 20% strike damage inflicted, activates once and cannot be canceled. So this is a permanent buff here. Then he gets 30% of damage inflicted, activates once and cannot be canceled. Okay, so it's actually... Damn, he's getting, what, 50% strike attack from this permanently? Special move arts card changes into a next level strike. So special move becomes this over here after using special arts. Massive impact damage, 20% special move damage inflicted for 5 counts upon activation. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade, plus 20% strike damage received, 15 counts. And destroys all enemy cards on hit. Yeah, this is a really powerful effect. We know this with the Ultra Gogeta, but the problem is, or the difference is, I guess, is that this is a long-range card, whereas Ultra Gogeta is a melee-based one. But this is a really strong blue card. It always has been. I don't really know if they're going to change this or this. I think I could probably see this becoming like 20% to just damage received in general, and then everything else remains the same here. This green card, because all it's doing is giving you key and then permanent damage. And then after you've used this green card one time, it's literally just 40 key. That's it. So I would like to see one additional effect on here. Maybe some kind of Vanish Restoration would be probably ideal. Like 60% Vanish Restoration on here. In addition to everything else this is already doing, I think would be really, really nice to see. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I mean, this guy really is one of the characters that needs like a pretty big overhaul for his kit, just because it's not modern at all. This guy is what, 3.5 years old almost or something. So he's pretty old. He needs a lot of work. So we'll see what they do here. But the fact that this guy is getting a Zenkai Awakening, I've seen some people sort of ask like, are we getting an ultra hit for part 3 of Legends Festival? I'm going to tell you right now, I am a Hit fan. I actually really like Hit. Hit is one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball Super. As a content creator for this game and as somebody who enjoys actually, you know, the game succeeding, I'm going to tell you that I really do not want to see Ultra Hit for part 3 of Legends Festival. Ultra Hit is a character that I could definitely see coming out like in the same time frame as Blue Kaioken Goku, the Ultra one, did this year, like in the March area, where the game is a little bit less, you know, not in this high period. This time slot where we're heading into right now, the end of December, sort of like December 24th through December 31st, that week span is the single most important week for like any of these games, for Dokkan, for Legends, like literally any of these games. The end of the year right now, this holiday period, New Year's, especially a game like this that's huge in Japan for New Year's. New Year's is the biggest holiday of the year. People get money for New Year's, literally just like their version of Christmas almost. This is the single most important week of the year. And because of that, I really don't think we're going to be getting an ultra hit unless they just don't care. Unless they just don't care. I definitely think this is the time where you release like Ultra Vegito Blue, Ultra Gogeta Blue. Characters to that level of hype, I think, are what I'm expecting to see here. Especially because me personally, I don't really consider the Vegeta and Trunks Father-Son Gallic-Gun to be a ridiculously hype moment. I think the Super Saiyan 4s easily clear that level of hype. So part 2, I think, was a little bit of a dip in terms of the hype level for a lot of people, not just me. So I think part 3 should be something pretty more, you know, exciting, I guess is the word. So rather than this Goku being a foreshadowing as to what's to come for part 3, I think this guy's more so trying to help the existing Trunks and Vegeta, while maybe, you know, slightly foreshadowing something God Ki related. Like, again, this guy is an Ultra, or this guy is an Ultra. One of these two characters is an Ultra, fine, perfect. I think that's, you know, you can't really ask for more than that. Two of the most hyped characters possible you could release as an Ultra character. We already have both these guys as the Super Saiyan forms. We got this guy last year. We got Vegito Blue we got Super Vegito for the anniversary. I think Gogeta Blue to me makes a little bit more sense just because we already had Future for part 2, and they typically don't like to duplicate themes here. But let me know down below what you guys think of the Zenkai Awakening for the transforming Blue Kaioken Goku. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to go cover the Dokkan stuff now, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.